The minimum altitude to leave Daniels Mountain to go XC is 4,000 feet. This will give you plenty of altitude to cross Route 33 and to connect to the antenna area just beyond. From there you have the options: you go through the mountains, the ridges 1, 2 and 3, or you go to the flats and you have 4 and 5. When you leave Daniels Mountain, there's not one golden line. There are several lines, but you will always typically end up near the antenna area. Today I will show you a route that goes over Old Wreck and all the way to Winchester, crossing the Shenandoah Mountains. Here we take some extra altitude to start the crossing of Middle River Valley, the next valley after Daniels Mountain. Here you see the options again to fly through the Middle River Valley. You go to the mountains via Pocosin and Buzzard Rocks, or you go via the valley, that's Burnett Mountain, and then Kirtley Mountain. Both are good options. After the antenna area I waited for Jeff and he joined now. Flying together is more fun and is more efficient and you go much further. Jeff and I took the valley route and we're heading now to Kirtley Mountain. From here you also get a good view on the mountain route. So you see Pocosin Mountain, you see Buzzard Rocks, Kirtley Mountain, Graves Mill Mountain, and in the valley you have Kinderhook and Fletcher. If you don't make it up at Buzzard Rock, you will land at Fletcher. Jeff and I will get up at Kirtley Mountain, and from there we open up with a little bit more west wind to Graves Mill. I would not fly on my own to Graves Mill, but with two it's going to be easier. So we cleared Kirtley Mountain and are heading now to Graves Mill. Here you see the mountain route 1, 2 and 3 all the way to Old Wreck, and you see also Graves Mill. Actually the valley, the mountain is called different. At Graves Mountain we did not have a thermal. I had to open up to the valley and I got the lee side thermal and got up and Jeff joined me. Jeff is a natural good pilot and you enjoy flying with him, thermaling with him. Very easy. If you want a team fly, it's important you have radios so you can communicate and exchange ideas and next steps. Okay, let's go to the Jeff wants to open up to the valley, but I'm hesitant because the winds here are more south, so more ideal a mountain route. So here we're high enough to fly to Old Wreck Mountain. Down below you see Graves Mill, and that's the line we took. The blue line is the mountain line. Instead of opening up, you will fly that line if you stay in the mountains, from Kirtley Mountain straight to Graves Mountain and then to Old Wreck. Here we have a nice view of Graves Mountain down below where the festival is. We have Graves Mountain on the foot tips and then also Old Wreck Mountain. Also visible to the left high up is Big Meadows in the Shenandoah National Park. The left blue line is typically the mountain line and the right blue line is the valley line we're taking now. Jeff is well ahead of me and is taking a line a little bit more to the right. Now I go a little bit more to the left. This let us spread out and have more chance to find a good thermal. Jeff got the thermal and is already way up and I'm struggling. I missed the cycle and now have a dilemma. Do I go deeper into the mountains or do I go more in the flats? Anyway, if I go more in the valley in the flats, I might miss a thermal and have to land. But eventually that's the good strategy and I'm getting up. Higher and higher, higher than Old Wreck, trying to catch up. with Jeff. From Old Wreck, I would not open up to the right to the slower hills. They work really intermittent. Stay on the blue line, more in the mountains, and that's a better line. Old Wreck Mountain. Nice. So here Jeff and I, we split up. Jeff is there somewhere in the valley. He's high and he will struggle a little bit. I stay in the mountains. I love the view, a lot of snow, and the contrast of the cold snow and the warmer ground next to it is spectacular. It gives very good thermals. So here I'm in the back of Hogback. Hogback is a very high mountain where we also have a launch. There's not many landings if you go that way, so you probably have to jump to the other side into Browntown. So again, we have Hogback and we have Browntown, and in the far end we have also Dickey Ridge. I was struggling a little bit, I wasn't really going high, so I had to jump Hogback to the other side to Browntown. I was afraid with the south wind I would have sink, but to my surprise there was not a lot of sink. I think the snow and the sun hitting it was giving a lot of lee side thermals. So here we have a south view, and that white patch of snow, that is Hogback Launch. We cleared that recently and it's very visible. From here looking to the north, you will see Dickey Ridge and we're flying above Browntown. Hogback is our highest site, approximately 1,000 feet height difference, and you cannot land in the red crosses, but probably gonna be able to land where the question mark is. I will update you on that very soon. Here you get also an interesting view to the Massanutten Ridge, and if we fly XC from Woodstock, then you have the option to connect to Hogback. You see the OK ridges, that works really well. You will fly over the Page Valley into Browntown. So you can also fly straight over Hogback Launch if you're high enough. Here we're flying over the center of Browntown down below. Flying to the north here, straight to Dickey Ridge, which is in front of us. You can also see signal up to the left. Dickey Ridge is one of our other sites that's spectacular, and we fly it with southwest, west and south wind. You see the three lines if you go XC. The right one if you go west, the one in between southwest, and the one going to the north is with the south wind. Don't land where the crosses are. That's the valley just beyond Dickey Ridge, and it's a conservation area. Another view on Dickey Ridge with front royal beyond, and again the crosses, please don't land there. From Dickey Ridge with the south wind it goes north, and here you have a nice view on the area that's coming next. Actually I'm now flying over Front Royal, and you have options again. All the orange crosses are places where you can go up. I like the third line, that's going over the river, Pence, and then to the golf court. And if you're low, coming from the school, you can also go up at 1, that's the water treatment center, and then you can go continue. There's Route 340 that works very well with all the industrial complexes, but where the red crosses, don't fly there. That's the power plant. It can be very, very rough. The exhaust pipe releases really hot air. To the right, that dotted line, that's next to the mountains. That's also an area that's really difficult, so better to stay in the valley. Another nice view here with the quarries, two of them. And here I'm already next to 3/4 over the industrial complex. That gives a lot of thermals. Depending on how the wind comes, you have to be on the right side. So down below 340, Winchester in the far end, and Lake Frederick. That's where I'm gonna fly to. It's later in the day, so you have to slow down. The thermals are not as strong anymore, but there's always a nice glass off the heat releasing when the air gets colder. So here I'm approaching Lake Frederick, and it's a water mass, so that will work fine. The blue line is my track, and I thought to catch something at the yellow patch, but it didn't work. At the end, I have to fly all the way to the left, and that dot, that's where I get the good thermal. So here I'm at that dot, and I had to work it a little bit. I got not so high when I approached it, but I think it's development of the houses and then the water body. And yeah, turning forever, trying to get up. I'm not getting so high anymore, and I'm just gonna proceed. And my next step will be another housing development that has been heating up the whole day, and now with colder air, it's releasing all the heat, so it's good flying there. And from this condominium housing complex, I'm going to go straight to 81 and get another thermal. As you can see in my helmet, the sun is getting lower, and I'm ready to fly over Winchester. My ship is getting full, so I cannot record anymore, and that's why I show you the Avery. So here I am at Lake Frederick. I'm getting up, going over the housing development, take another nice thermal, and yeah, it's a really good move there. And I continue, you see Winchester popping up. I'm gonna go to 81 here, and anywhere probably there's a thermal. That's a good collector and trigger point. And I'm gonna go just downwind and keep on flying till run out of gas.